Hello, I'm Jenny, and today's little video is focusing on the sign of Gemini. We're going to look at some of the pattern or the aspects of the year ahead for the Gemini. I'm sorry we're a little bit late getting this off the ground, one thing and another. As usual, I've got the things that I use to look at the future, and I believe that the Father, Mother, God sends the pattern of things to us all, and if we use our intuition, our third eye, we can perhaps glean something that helps us. Anyway, the sign of Gemini being the twins, if we think of the twins, it is the air sign, and we can see the two heads of the twins. When they're in one mode, or one head if you will, they are dreamy and thoughtful and have inspirations. When they're in the other mode, they want to get things done, and we'd have a job to catch up with them. So if we think of the gentle breeze or the hurricane, those are the two aspects of the Gemini. Of course, all the other signs have two sides to them. So, but we think of the Gemini as having two heads. Two heads are better than one. And they often give all the other signs inspiration. And of course, the fire signs, fire needs air to breathe and to get going. So they are very good if they're working with those fire signs. Anyway, on the table in front of me, I've got some of the things that I look at the signs with. One is the tarot cards, and we've drawn 3 cards focusing on the Gemini personality. The first one is the Mother card, or the caring lady, the Queen of Cups. So for some Geminis, that will mean interaction with ladies who are mothering towards them. The Mother card can also indicate fruitfulness, pregnancy, or just fruitful outcomes. So that's a good sign. It's an abundance card. And it is a water card, funnily enough, and we know that the water evaporates into air, so there may be some interaction with some of the water signs, particularly as we've got a second card, the Six of Cups, another water element. The Six of Cups is an innocent card with children, roses round the door, that kind of feeling. Or if we talk about romance, walk in the park kind of thing, holding hands. So it's a nice card to have with the Mother card. We may see that some of the Geminis are taken up with romantic things or romantic thoughts, or even writing inspirational work, particularly in the year ahead. So it's good for all those people born under that sign, particularly if they are using their imagination in their everyday work. But they do inspire the rest of us. And the third card is the Three of Wands, and that's the only downside really in the fact of the personality and what's happening in the year ahead for Gemini. They might be irritated when people are not forthcoming with information that they need as quickly as they would like it to be. So delays in information gathering, or if there was, say, glitches in computers or that kind of thing, or at work if they were waiting for news that was important, especially if it was business-like news. It is a fire card, and the fire signs need air to breathe, so the fire signs in particular get some of their get up and go help from the Gemini person. Now I've brought along the pyramid, my little pyramid, and I call this the Sands of Egypt. And as people that have seen the last video know, I put all the elements on the table, or something to represent the elements. The cup is the chalice for the water signs. The sword is for the air signs, so the Gemini amongst the others. So we've got the sword there, the flame representing the fire element, and the crystal representing the earth element. Now the Sands of Egypt, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 pinches of sand into the pyramid, and we'll see what that has to give us from the Father, Mother, God of all, and what is happening for the Gemini in the year ahead. So a little bit of alchemy here. Now looking at the way the sands have fallen, they've spread out. I can see numbers and figures in the sand. So dealing with anything to do with numbers and figures may strongly feature in the year ahead for the Gemini people. Travel may be one aspect that's very important for them because they like diversity. I can see the number 3 predominant, so that could be 3, 30, 13, 30th, or the timing of 3:30. So any Geminis that have that as a particular influence in their life, say their age, the door number, then it might be a particularly busy year for you. Now then, we're looking also at the runes which I've cast whilst focusing on the Gemini people. And incidentally, the lady operating my camera is a Gemini, so that's quite a good influence to have in the room to enhance our Gemini-ness today. The Virgo sign comes up pretty strong in the aspects for family and friends. So see where the Virgos feature around you in the year ahead. There will be some news from them, news that could cause travel, whether it be on foot or by road. Further travel may be happening, particularly around the time of January, February, and for a purpose. So not necessarily the distance, although I do think that some of you Geminis will be travelling further afield, and if not across water abroad, well, maybe across water within this country. But of course the water signs, the 3 waves that I've got on one of my runes, can also mean deluges. So we could see a deluge of work. It's towards the personal element of the Gemini, and the Gemini rune itself fell near that, along with the owl symbol, and the owl is for wisdom. So the Geminis will need to use their wisdom, particularly when there's waves of change or in anything that involves travelling across water. The initials of L, K, O and P came up predominantly, so people affecting the Gemini may be of those initials, or they will affect the Gemini more than the other people in their lives. And the O and the P, of course, could indicate operation, activity, and we do see the signs that somehow that links with what's going on in January and February, and some anxiety that the Gemini might have that will blow over, perhaps because of the travel across water, if it's only across a river, maybe further afield for some of the Geminis. So I've got several signs of travel. Now we have got some romance, but we've also got next to the romantic symbol of the people meeting and coming together, we've got the sign of the snake. Now the snake symbol, the snake with the forked tongue, might indicate some lies being told, but not necessarily to the Gemini, but around them somewhere. So beware of falseness, and particularly if one is trying to cut ties with something or someone, it may be that sour grapes causes a little bit of awkwardness there. So we've seen all that connected with the Gemini, and to reiterate, watch for Gemini and Virgo signs other than yourself, the Gemini, other Geminis, Virgo signs being predominant, and remember that caring duties might be top of the agenda. I want to say a quick thank you as well to those who have bought my book. You've enabled me to send quite a considerable amount to scleroderma research, so thank you very much. Thanks for this month. Bye bye.